Good afternoon, CFM. Welcome to another week of training. This is our Monday workout. We're going to be doing a tune-up workout today. So let's begin with the warm-up. 3 rounds through. Start with 50 reps of a line hop, and I want you to do different orientations as we go through the different rounds. So pick any line on the ground, and then we're just hopping back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 50. Next round, you could do left, right, if you want to go in like a little square or make a box, that's fine too. Definitely hit some lateral ones, definitely hit some forward and reverse ones. So 50 reps of that. When you're done with that, we're going to do a Jefferson curl. Lightweight on the Jefferson curl. You could have a single weight for this whole thing. I have a 15-pound dumbbell here just as an example, but Jefferson curl is a very lightly loaded spinal flexion extension exercise. So we start at the top and begin from the very top of your spine. So think curling your chin to your chest, rolling your upper back, rolling your middle back, rolling your lower back. Get down, let the weight pull you into full flexion, and then slowly on the way up as well. So 5 reps of that Jefferson curl. Then we're gonna get 5 reps of a lightweight Cossack squat. You could do this assisted at the rig. You can do a little weight in front, but start with the toes pointed out slightly. Shift to one side, rotate towards that side. The leg that's straight, that toe should be pointed at the sky with the heel on the ground. The leg that's bent, the foot should be completely flat, right? And I'm using that weight to help me balance. And then up, and then down on the other side, and back again. Next, we're gonna go into the same number, and it's gonna be single leg deadlifts. You can do this with one hand or 2 hands, but begin with the knee projected forward of the body, and then with a good straight back, I'm kicking backwards so that my leg behind me that is sticking out is very active, right? I don't wanna have the back leg be like passive and loose, right? Because that triggers my back to also be passive and loose. So I want my leg to be engaged, and I want the muscles in my spine, around my spine, to be engaged when I do that. And I'm trying to rotate my hip in so that my hips are relatively flat as I go through that movement, okay? And then the last one, set the weight down, just some dynamic overhead swings. So swinging up, swinging down, swinging up, swinging down. I grab a thumb to keep my hands relatively in line, right? And that's a little shoulder warm-up complex there. I used to do those in swimming all the time just to loosen up before a race, all right? So 3 rounds through that warm-up, and then we're getting into our 25-minute tune-up workout. So that is essentially like maybe a little bit faster than a low and slow pace, or a little bit less discipline on where my heart rate's at than a low and slow workout, but essentially at that same level where I don't want you to go into the pain cave. I want you to sweat. We're doing full range of motion activities, but we are not going to count. We're not going to score. We're just doing the movements as a dust off from the weekend and getting ready for some more challenging things that are coming up during the week. Okay, so 25 minutes, start off with a 400-meter jog. If you absolutely can't jog, then we'll use a bike or a rower, and then to the ground for 10 reps of a push-up. So all the way down, chest, chin, and thighs to the ground every rep. So look at this. I am not just like hovering above the ground. I'm actually physically contacting the ground with my entire chest and my thighs at the bottom, and then extending until my arms are straight, okay? So a lot of the errors we see on push-ups are not going low enough or not going high enough. I'm kind of just hovering around these 2 middle positions. I want you to make sure the arms get straight at the top. Chest, chin, and thighs touch the ground every time. Yes, you. All right. Next one is a little complex with a single moderate weight. So don't go crazy on the weights. We're going to begin with some overhead squats with a single arm. So for this position, I absolutely have to have my arm straight. I absolutely have to have my shoulders shrugging towards my ear. Good squat stance, and then I'm using my unloaded arm for balance as I go down into that squat position. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. After I finish 4 reps on each side of overhead squat, then I'm gonna go into a single arm thruster. So again, I can use that unloaded arm for balance, full depth squat, and then that press overhead. And then the last one is single arm overhead lunges. So I'm going for a lunge, but with just one arm loaded overhead, okay? That is our little dumbbell complex. Again, 15 pounds, that seems aggressive, right? Maybe think about around that weight. You do not need to go super heavy on this, and it could also be done with the kettlebell if you'd rather do it with that kind of balance in the overhead position. And then finish with reps of a ring row. So I got my rings set up, I'm going all the way back to straight arms, rowing up, pushing down towards my rib cage to engage the lats as I do my ring rows. And we're just repeating that sequence at a tune-up pace for 25 total minutes. If you get 5 rounds of that, I think that would be fantastic. If you're anywhere in that range, don't even worry about it. Just stay in constant motion and try to get the full range of motion out of each of those squats and lunges. And that is it for this Monday. I hope you guys have a great one. I'll see you for more fun on Tuesday.